Welcome to the news at noon. I'm China Green. It is a big day here at KGW as we mark the end of another school supply drive. Drew Carney is in the KGW lobby for the parade of school supplies. Hey, Drew.
Hey there, China. Lots of excitement, lots of energy out here in the lobby this afternoon. We are wrapping up another successful year of the KGW School Supply Drive, and we have volunteers in our lobby today sorting through all of the supplies that our viewers donated. Big shout out to On Point Community Credit Union. What's up, On Point? Who's feeling good about the supplies today? So again, we've had more than 100 local businesses and organizations collecting for us this year. These are those supplies, and also supplies that were donated at local On Point branches, all coming to our lobby today so we can sort them and then distribute them to local kids and local teachers. We'll have more from this year's Parade of School Supplies, China and Rod, in just a few minutes.
I love the teamwork out there. All right, Drew, we'll check back in with you in just a bit. All right, let's take a look at weather with Rod Hill.
Yeah, warms my heart, by the way, that kids still need good old-fashioned paper notebooks, right? Yeah, all right. It is warm outside. I'm going to show you the current temperature in a moment, but it's already warmer than it was yesterday. And I will tell you, we are on track for a high of 93 degrees this afternoon. The record in Portland for today's date is 95, and I have not changed these numbers. We're still expecting hotter weather in the mid-90s Friday, hotter weather in the upper 90s Saturday. More on that extended forecast coming up. The cameras are sensational. It is just gorgeous outside. Blue skies, relatively a dry air mass thanks to an east wind direction overall, and that helps reduce the water vapor, which gives you actually more of a crystal clear visibility in the beautiful blue sky. 77 in Cannon Beach. There's the wind direction, northeast. We absolutely expect some 80-degree highs at the Orient Coast today. I mean, it's already 77 in Cannon Beach. And it was low to mid-50s this morning. We are already at 83 degrees thanks to an east wind that out in Troutdale is blowing sustained to 21 miles per hour and gusting into the 30s. So upper 80s at 2 o'clock, 93 for you at 5 o'clock, still in the mid-80s for a warm summer evening at 8 p.m. More on this heat wave that could go 4 days in a row. Today's day one. That's coming up in my complete forecast.
All right, Rod, thank you. For the second day in a row, Fred Meyer workers across 28 stores in the Portland area are on strike, protesting what they describe are unfair labor practices. This as union members and Fred Meyer head back to the bargaining table later today. The employees picketing accuse Fred Meyer of unfair labor practices, and they say negotiations have stalled over wages and retirement funding. Local 555 claims Fred Meyer sent out a robocall to union members talking about increasing employee pensions. The union says an official proposal on the issue has not been offered.
Fred Meyer needs to follow the law. They need to come to the bargaining table and actually put proposals out, privately that they're putting out publicly.
Fred Meyer says that they are confident that these allegations of unfair labor practices are unfounded, and they remain focused on reaching a deal with the union that both invests employees and keeps grocery prices affordable. The union and the grocer have agreed to return to the bargaining table today, but that strike could last until Tuesday morning. And workers at 10 New Season stores in Portland are also planning a one-day strike scheduled for this Sunday. Now, these two strikes at Fred Meyer and New Seasons are completely unrelated here. Fred Meyer and New Seasons have different parent companies, and the employees at the two grocery stores are represented by different unions. They just happen to be going on at the same time, just so you know about that. And flight attendants for United Airlines have voted to authorize a strike as well, demanding better pay and schedule flexibility. But this does not mean that they'll actually go on strike. There's a 30-day waiting period before workers are permitted to walk off the job. United issued a statement saying that they are continuing to work towards an agreement, including more negotiations this week. In other news this afternoon, a man is charged with attempted murder after police say he pulled a gun and shot at a mother and her baby. Now, thankfully, both are okay after narrowly avoiding that bullet. KGW's Alma McCarty was there as police broke down the suspect's door.
Just days after a shooting outside this complex on Southeast Stark, Portland police forced their way inside the suspect's home after they say he pulled a gun on a mother and her baby.
I didn't even realize what was going on until I seen the gunfire, the flash, and heard it.
Cassie Gepford brought her daughter, little Emma May, here to visit a friend when the suspect, Cecil Rayford, confronted them in the parking lot.
There was a silver car parked in front of apartment 1. And when they pulled off, I just barely got out of my car as they were pulling off. And I pulled her out, and you see him come out of apartment 1, and when he comes out, he looks at me and my daughter, holds his arm out like this, and I don't even care anymore, and shot.
The bullet missed the pair of them. Gepford says she hurried up the stairs and called police.
I'm just glad that she's not old enough to know what was going on.
According to court documents, officers found a single 9mm shell casing in front of Rayford's unit, then located the handgun under his window.
If we would have been just a couple of feet further into the parking lot, she might have got hit. And that terrifies me. My whole world is right here in this little baby. And I would be lost without her.
As investigators search his apartment, Rayford sits behind bars in the Multnomah County Detention Center, facing attempted murder, reckless endangerment, and felon in possession of a firearm charges. Gepford says although her heart breaks for him, she's hoping he'll be held accountable.
Gun violence is everywhere these days. Unfortunately, you can walk out of your house or you come visit a friend and you might get shot. So just keep your kids close to you, because you never know when you might lose them.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
A federal judge has reportedly given Oregon the green light to enforce a new ban on ghost guns starting this Sunday. That's according to the Oregonian. Last year, state lawmakers passed a bill barring the sale, manufacturing, or possession of any gun or unfinished gun frame without serial numbers, along with any gun that can't be picked up by a metal detector. Gun rights groups filed a legal challenge, but a U.S. district judge has reportedly ruled that the ban can be enforced. First-time offenders face a $1,000 fine. The north entrance road at Crater Lake National Park will temporarily reopen for Labor Day weekend. The road originally closed to allow firefighters to fight the Middle Fork fire that began last month. That road will be open from 7 a.m. Saturday until 6 a.m. Tuesday. And for the first time in over a century, the Klamath River is now flowing freely from southern Oregon to the coast of Northern California. On Tuesday, crews began removing the final temporary rock dams that were installed to hold water upstream while 2 concrete dams were demolished. Fall Chinook salmon will now be able to access the whole river ahead of the fall spawning season. And tribes and environmental groups have spent decades pushing for a dam removal to restore native salmon. This has been the largest removal project of its kind in U.S. history.